Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Gabriella. I make videos about all sorts of things, mental health, dating, I do vlogs. This is my first week living in New York, moving here to be on Broadway. So a lot of exciting videos and content to come as I discover my new life here in New York. Let's jump right into this video. No, the title is not clickbait. It is my first astrological related video in years. I pivoted my content a couple years ago away from zodiac signs because I just felt like I was heading in one direction and I wanted to share more of my interests, different parts of my personality on the internet. But today I'm coming back with a video that I used to do every year back in the day, which is a zodiac sign gift guide. And so this might give you some ideas for holiday gifts coming up for your loved ones, whether or not this is their sun sign, moon sign, Venus sign. Maybe it's just a cool gift idea regardless of the person's sign. I wanted to give you some ideas for different types of people and what they might enjoy as gifts. I am actually in the process of deciding gifts for everybody on my list this year. Now, regardless of zodiac sign, I think a classic way to show someone that you're thinking of them and to give them something that feels really special is to give jewelry. It's kind of a classic, but it's not something that we can always afford to give people that we love because jewelry, especially around the holidays, can just be so expensive. To get someone high quality jewelry that you can feel proud of giving them without completely breaking your bank, because I have made a budget for myself this year for Christmas. I am not going outside of it, okay? I love giving gifts, but the last thing I want to do is have Christmas and gift buying and the consumerism of it all stress me out and make me feel down and out of control during the holidays. So I really am focusing on not overspending this year. I think we've all kind of done that, where we just look around and we're like, what have I done? An incredible company that I always talk about on my social media to find high quality and affordable jewelry for gifts and for yourself is Ana Luisa. I'm sure you've heard me talk about them before, but they are a sustainable, very eco-conscious jewelry brand that I am really, really proud to stand behind. They're completely carbon neutral, which means they offset all of their carbon emissions. They are long wearing. I have never had a piece from Ana Luisa break or tarnish on me, and I've been wearing their pieces for probably 5, 6, maybe 7 years now. What's also amazing is they have a 2-year warranty on their products. In the past, I've shied away from buying my loved ones more affordable jewelry because I felt like I had to sacrifice quality, and that's just not something I want to do. I would never want to give someone a piece of jewelry that's gonna turn their finger green or break after 2 wears or look tarnished and terrible after they enjoy it for a season. So I want to shout out Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Regardless of your loved one's zodiac signs, they have beautiful pieces for anyone's style. I'm wearing some of their pieces today. I've actually really enjoyed silver. I don't know the last time I wore silver. I think in high school I was a big silver girl, and then I moved to gold and I really never looked back. Being a Leo, you know, I love gold. And now all of a sudden I am falling back in love with silver. And technically it's better for my skin tone. So I have some of these thick silver hoops from Ana Luisa, and I decided to wear a pretty big hoop in my second piercing, and I actually really like how it looks. I'm going to an event later and I'm definitely gonna keep these in. And then I always put on an Ana Luisa ring or 2 or 3 before I go out. This is another necklace that I've been loving, and I've really been noticing this sort of throwback moment, people wearing, you know, thread or leather necklaces with a sort of pendant. And honestly, a lot of their new silver pieces remind me a lot of Tiffany jewelry, obviously much more affordable. Again, shout out to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I'll leave everything down below to shop with them. They've got great sales going on. They always have great sales during the year, so let's jump into this video. So I'm referencing my notes here on my phone. Most of these gifts are things that I have tried that have proven to be useful and wonderful in my life, and that's why I want to share them with you. As I grow older, as I become more disenchanted with just seeing the holidays as a reason to spend too much money and buy gifts just because you have to buy a gift, I find myself wanting to put more thought into the gifts that I give and wanting to actually give gifts that people will use, that will improve their life. I've been implementing that mindset when it comes to spending money. You know, is this going to improve my life in some way? So I like to give gifts in the same manner, and I feel proud of myself that I'm moving in that direction. So we'll start with Aries. Aries, they are our active, adventurous, bold pioneers, leaders, but even bold, active people need to rest sometimes. And if you have never tried recovery sandals, recovery sneakers, I had never tried them because I thought you have to be an athlete to wear them. I never felt like I worked out hard enough or I was active enough to warrant having recovery sandals. But a friend of mine had a pair of UFOs recovery sandals and let me try them. And when I tell you, they were the most comfortable things I have ever put on my feet. Ever. I was blown away because I saw them and I was like, those are ugly. But listen, I also have messed up feet and messed up joints and a lot of back pain. And so recently, I have also been growing into the idea that why don't we wear shoes that are better for our body instead of just trying to wear only the shoes that we think are the most beautiful all the time and then wonder why we have body pain. They are just such a treat to wear. They feel like you're pampering yourself and all you have to do is just put on a pair of shoes. Some people, including me, can't really sit still in a bathtub for 45 minutes and be like, that's my self-care, I'm so relaxed. It actually makes me more restless, and I know a lot of people relate to me. I think that's kind of fire sign energy. So I think an Aries, especially an active Aries, but really anyone would benefit from a comfortable pair of shoes. And if you don't like the sandals, they make boots. I am dying to get the boots. They make sneakers, they make all sorts of designs, slip-ons. So yeah, you know what? They might not be as trendy as Uggs right now, but they are the most comfortable, and anyone who puts them on, there's no way that they're gonna argue with that. So they're called UFOs. By the way, I'm not sponsored by anyone but Ana Luisa in this video, so anything I talk about, I'm not getting money to talk about it. It's just benefited my life or the people that I love, so I wanna share it with you. Next, so this is something that I bought for myself and for someone special last year, luggage. So last year at this time I was on tour and my luggage had it was old and it had started to break apart. On Black Friday actually, I wanted to get myself a really nice set of luggage. And so I bought a set from Monos, and I bought a large suitcase, a medium I think it's called, and then their carry-on with the laptop compartment in the front. And it all matches, it's hard case, it's black, and it makes me feel sleek and put together when I travel. And flying with a laptop is no longer annoying because honestly, I hate having to jam my laptop back into my tote bag after TSA. It just never fits the way that you put it in because usually my tote bag is completely stuffed to the brim. So having a carry-on, a roller carry-on where I put the laptop in the front, like I know that that's a thing and it's been around and I'm not the first one to discover it, but it really changed my travel life for the better when I invested in these bags. They have a warranty, which is really helpful, and they're just wonderful. And as far as I know, the reason I went with Monos is because they're actually more inexpensive than Away bags. They have the same type of look, but at least when I bought my set, it was less expensive than a set from Away. They have all sorts of cute colors to pick from. I went with black classic because that's just how I roll. But yeah, I think luggage, especially nice looking high quality luggage, is something that people don't always think to get their loved ones, but it's so useful and it really just makes you feel so much more put together when you travel, which it's almost like working out. When you feel you look good, you work out harder. Maybe it's just a Leo thing, but I feel like I have a better travel experience when I feel that I'm traveling with high quality luggage. So as someone who toured and went international and all these things with that luggage, I can highly recommend Monos luggage. And Aries, you know they love to be all over the place, so it's gonna come in handy. And if they haven't traveled recently, maybe getting them some luggage will inspire them to. If you have a lot of money, imagine getting them a luggage set and tickets somewhere nice. That would do it for me. So Taurus, They love to feel pampered. They are, I mean, the quintessential sign really that comes to mind when I think of pampering. Definitely Leo too, they like to be spoiled, but Taurus likes to slow down. And Taurus is all about the senses. And so this is something that I did last year while I was on tour in, I think, Fort Lauderdale, or was it Tampa? I went to a place called Candle Bar, and my friend and I designed our own candles. They had like 50 different fragrances. We blended and kept smelling and trying different things until we each created our own individual scent for a candle. We picked out the packaging for the candle, we named it, and we went home with our own special candles. And that's the one that I burned through last year's holiday season. So it was such a fun memory. We had such a good time just playing around and being creative and tapping into our senses and how we want to feel from the candle. So there are all sorts of places. I saw one in LA, I saw one in Illinois recently in Naperville. Candle bars and things like that are popping up all over the place. So I would highly recommend looking into that. I am also recently so into gifting people experiences. I think it's so fun. I mean, there you're getting an experience, you can go with them. That's fun, that's quality time. And you're giving them something that's custom, which you know they're gonna love it because they designed the actual scent. And it's gonna make them feel special because nobody else in the world has that candle. If that's not your thing, or if you have a makeup loving Taurus, I also went to the Bite Lip Bar, I believe that's what it's called. I went to the one in Irvine in California, and my friend and I designed lipsticks together. It was a gift that I gave her, a little treat. And I paid for us both to design lipstick, and it was the same sort of experience. You customize, you keep mixing, you try things on, you pick your formula. You could do a matte color, something glossy, more of a balm, which is what my friend chose. And again, you have this wonderful custom creative experience, and then you go home with something that feels luxe and individual for you, which is just such a good feeling. I find that Taurus, they love experiences where they're slowing down, they're spending quality time with someone they love, and their senses and their creativity are being titillated. So those are my gift ideas for a Taurus. Gemini, I have lots of special Gemini in my life, and my sister's a Gemini, and I have given her the same gift the past couple years. And if Megan, if you're watching this, sorry. I plan on giving her one in the same realm this year because she just loves it so much. So I usually send her and her family, she's married with 2 kids, treats from Milk Bar, which is actually a New York City based bakery. And they make, you know, birthday cake truffles and pie and cakes and all sorts of things. And they have many different things on their website that you can choose from based on your budget and what the person you're sending to might like. I like to send my sister a pretty big variety of things. Number 1, because she's a Gemini, they love variety. And 2, she's sharing with her husband and her kids. And so I think it's just a fun experience for the whole family to open that and try their little treats and everything like that. And it's really cool to be able to send somebody sweets from a bakery in New York because she lives in Chicago. So I think that's really cool. I've also sent it to her when she lived in Texas. They deliver all over the place. Another gift that I've sent is from Momofuku. They have something called a pantry starter pack, and they have, you know, different sauces and like the chili onion crunch type of thing, and just different culinary sets that your Gemini might enjoy. I know a lot of Geminis that are very crafty and they like to cook and they like variety. So for Geminis, I always like to, instead of giving them one big gift, I think they tend to enjoy a gift that's a lot of little things kind of put together, so they can get excited about one thing after another and open and discover what's next. I think that just excites them. Also, especially if they are into cooking or they want to get into cooking, sending someone cooking materials, exciting, delicious things to cook with is really inspiring. Also, the Geminis that I know, most of them love to debate. And they love games and they love being social. And so I'm marrying both of those things in this next suggestion. There is a game that I found called debatable. It's the debatable party game. And it gives you two options of like, coffee is better iced or cold. Debate it. And it seems like a low stakes way for Gemini to get the debating in them out without making a scene. Because sometimes a Gemini's mouth can get them into a little bit of trouble. We love them for it most of the time. But yeah, they need to get out some of that mercurial Hermes energy in a fun, healthy, social way. So that party game seems really fun and definitely something I would include as like a stocking stuffer, or if it's a Gemini friend, you know, that you have a lower budget for, send that in a card. You're golden. We all know it's cliche, but Cancers love the home. They're cozy and they're not always home bodies, but they do love their home. And I really don't know a Cancer that can get enough of something for the nest. So first, I found these home fragrance custom diffusers. I just love custom stuff. I think it's so special. So the brand is Pura, and there's a quiz online where you can, you know, you take a quiz about your scent profiles, what you're into, what rooms you want the diffuser in, how you want each room to feel, and then it will make you a custom diffuser for each room of your house. You can actually control the diffuser from your phone, which I think is so cool. And like the amount of scent that it's giving off at any point. I just think that's such an awesome concept. I will definitely be getting that for some of the people on my list, because who doesn't love their home to smell good? And to be able to control that from your phone, it's so cool. And then I think we should go a little retro. This is something that I gave a special person this year, which was a handmade scrapbook. My mom and I know this isn't a novel idea, but I don't think it's very common anymore, especially among friends of the same age or romantic partners. And maybe I'm wrong, because I know scrapbooking is a whole thing, but I mean, I hadn't made a scrapbook since I was maybe 12. My mom and I used to do it every year for my dad for Father's Day. We would take pictures from the whole year and kind of tell a story of how we spent the months and write our favorite memories and inside jokes. And we have all of those scrapbooks, and I look at them almost every year when I'm home for the holidays. And I think friends or romantic partners or family members, people should just do that more often. And we don't, because we have everything on our phone. And so our social media is our scrapbook, and I'll just, you know, look at my phone if I want to look at that picture. And recently I've been taking a pretty big social media detox whenever I'm able to, just to check back into my real life, just because I was feeling disconnected from real life. I was feeling distracted, and I was feeling like I was leaning too much on social media. And sometimes I think, well, what if it just shut down? I mean, all of our photos are kind of gone. And I just think scrapbooks are something beautiful you can whip out on a night when you want to look back on memories. There's just something about that rather than swiping through photos. There's something about having a book in your hands made by someone who loves you, with their notes and their handwriting and their decorations. You know, I put tacky stickers all over and everything. I just have fun. I played music and I spent about 2 hours making the scrapbook, and I felt so proud of it, and it was received really well, and I just need to do that more often. I got my photos off my phone developed at Walgreens, and I wasn't sure that they were gonna look good. Like, I thought they were gonna look pixely or weird or something, but they were so clear and so beautiful. I don't know, I just think consider it. And I don't even consider myself the most crafty person at all. This was not a beautiful scrapbook that would be in a magazine, okay? But it was the thought and the sentimentality behind it that counts. And Cancers especially appreciate that. Appreciate nostalgia, appreciate sentimentality, the intention behind things. And they really are about, it's the thought that counts. It's not about some big extravagant gift always. It's about what you thought of when you were getting the gift or making the gift. Did you really think about me? Is this an act of love? Scrapbooks are just a wonderful memory, a wonderful gift that literally keeps on giving throughout the years. For Leo, we are theatrical as a professional theater performer. Long live theater. Long live showing up to the theater. I think we need to make it, I know in certain cities it is, but we need to make theater, going out to the theater, a thing again. Like going out to dinner or going to a concert. it used to be such a glamorous occasion, and for some people it still is, but a lot of people, they don't go see theater. They've never been to a show. Some people say they don't like theater, and I'm like, well, what show? That's like saying you don't like music. Theater is storytelling and music. Everybody has a story that resonates with them, whether it's from real life, whether it was from a book when they were a kid, a religious story. Everyone has a story that is important to them, and everyone has a type of music that they enjoy. So if you marry both with the right chemistry, that's when you do fall in love with musical theater. I truly believe that there's something out there for everybody. I am very specific in what I like, but especially seeing people come to the show that I've been in and that I will be in on Broadway in 2 weeks, Six the Musical, it's a big pop concert, comedy, powerful, uplifting celebration that's really not like any other show. And I know so many people that have come to the show, it's been their first time seeing theater, or maybe their second time giving theater another chance, and then they just keep coming back because they have an amazing time. So I'm not saying you need to get tickets for Six the Musical on Broadway, but if you do, I'll be in it and I'll see you there. But find community theater, or you know, when I went on tour, we went to so many different cities across the country. We went to so many different communities, and theater is alive and well in these communities. The people that are on stage, it's such a gift to them that you're there and that you exchange energy with them. And theater really, it can just change your whole outlook. Maybe this person has been feeling numb lately, or going through a rough patch, or is just feeling so much emotion and needs to let it out, needs to experience catharsis. Theater is so therapeutic. I will be transparent. I have been having a tough time in this transitional period in my life. I'm feeling really emotional. I'm feeling extra sensitive, and I'm struggling a little bit. And I had a friend invite me to go see Spamalot this past week, and I truly walked out of it, and I texted my mom and I was like, I was just transported out of the stress of what it feels like right now in my body, and I escaped. It's like I had new lenses on walking into the world again. So I don't know, all that to say, I really believe in the magic and power of theater, which is great because that's my job. But get a Leo theater tickets, okay? Wherever you live, first of all, support artists, support people making a living in the arts, but a night out, a reason to dress up, and you're going to see drama and theatrics and beautiful costumes and people displaying their wonderful talents on a stage. It doesn't get any better for Leo. Honestly, you better be careful, because if you don't have a Leo that's a professional performer, they might see a show and decide that they want to be, but maybe that's their gift, okay? A new dream, I don't know. Theater tickets, again, it's gifting an experience, and if you can take them out to dinner before as well, perfect. If you can add on that you buy them a piece of jewelry or something to wear to the theater, like, you know, depending on your budget and who this person is, you can really go all out, and I think that's really fun. And then also, for my Leos, this is something that I've been loving for the past couple years. I think the brand is pronounced Muaves, M-U-A-V-E-S. Anyway, they make head wraps, and a lot of my friends of color, a lot of my friends with curly hair sleep in bonnets, head wraps, silk wraps and scarves, things like that. And I just thought that because I have a different hair texture, it doesn't benefit me. What's the point? And then from a fellow Leo, Courtney Reed, who is now Satine in Moulin Rouge, I found out about Muaves. So I have just a purely silk head wrap, and then I have this one, this is my favorite, with microfiber on the inside. So I'll wear this in the shower if I don't want to get my hair wet, but also out of the shower to help my hair dry, because also I'm someone who colors their hair. And if you use white towels like I do, and you use your white towels to dry your hair, and you have cherry red in your hair that you just added for fall, your towels are going to be pink. So I bought this. This is black microfiber. Nothing is gonna show on this. It's this beautiful color. They have so many beautiful colors to choose from. I mean, this would be great for actors too. If you don't wanna show your wig cap, you know, you wanna go say hi to people after the show immediately, but you don't wanna just be in your wig cap. This is like a really glamorous way to rock something cool. So Highly recommend, and I got these on sale during the holiday season last year, so check it out. Okay, Virgo. Here's something that I'm recently really excited about, and I'm a Virgo rising, Virgo Mercury. I recently subscribed to a farmer's market produce box because being in New York, I was like, I really don't want to lose my access to fresh produce. Living in LA, the farmer's markets are everywhere. We have a lot of fresh produce being grown in California, and I didn't want to lose that connection to the earth and to eating whole foods living here in Manhattan. So I found here in New York the Farm to People box, and I'm about to get my second box this week. I got one last week, and they customize it based on seasonal produce. So you get a box full of produce and some meat if you want to choose. You can customize your box a little bit and switch things out. If you're not into shrimp, you can switch for the chicken this week. Or if you're not into, you don't want the sweet onions, you can have the cranberries. Those were some choices of the produce for this week. But I just find it really inspiring. I prepared acorn squash for the first time last week in 2 different ways. And yeah, now I know acorn squash is not scary. So I knew that that would be sort of like a food subscription box, but not so pre-planned that I'm gonna get bored and be like, I can't customize that. I'm not in the mood for pork sliders. This is more ordering and receiving whole foods, and then I can kind of play around with what I'm craving and make something from that and use a little bit of my creativity. So I think Virgos are gonna love that. A lot of Virgos we know are pretty health conscious, and so I think this is just a really unique gift to give that I definitely would appreciate. So see what's in your area. Farmers market produce box, your area, or wherever your friend lives, check it out. Another idea that has really been benefiting my life, I know I'm late to the game, but I got myself some Stanley tumblers, and I didn't want the giant one because I just knew that was gonna annoy me, and I knew the straw on the top is fine when you're drinking it at home, but I don't like taking that around with me. I feel like it might spill. I am into this one, which has a flip straw. And at home in Illinois, we have Yeti cups, which are actually the most amazing at keeping things cold. Literally, there will still be ice 24 to 48 hours later in the cup. It's crazy. But I just like this color. This brings me a lot of happiness, and I ordered another green one that's a little bigger. It hasn't arrived yet. But I think this is a great gift, stuffed with gift cards or teas or lip gloss, whatever your Virgo might be into. Everybody can use a fun water bottle, and I'm telling you, I'm probably drinking 400% more water than I was prior to this bottle. So this color just does something for me. But yeah, I would suggest either Yeti or Stanley cups and just fill it with something fun. Libra. Libras are another sign that just love luxury and the finer things and quality. So besides Ana Luisa jewelry, of course, which I already mentioned, amazing quality jewelry, especially for Libras. They're gonna appreciate that quality. Again, everything's gonna be down below for Ana Luisa. Other ideas, I shop every year on Nadam. They are a cashmere company. I love cashmere. I'm a Venus in Libra. I do hate a polyester sweater. I love natural materials. This is a polyester sweater, I'm gonna admit it. I got it from Nordstrom Rack. I love it. But God, I sweat in this because it just does not breathe. That's another reason I love cashmere. Aside from the feel and the high quality, it breathes. So check out Nadam. They have amazing sweaters for men, women. They have scarves, hats, sweatpants, socks, gloves, anything you could want. Cashmere, sustainable, often on sale. They do great holiday sales, and their stuff is just so beautiful. I love my Nadam pieces, and I've bought Nadam for friends and family, and I will shop them every year because they are worth every penny. Also, we love our Libras because they're a little bit sometimes living in Delulu land, sometimes loving to live in fantasy land. They love their drama, they love stories, and so Libras, I feel like they either love to read or they need to just discover the right book. Like the whole, I just went on a whole rant, if you didn't see it, about musical theater, and that everyone just needs to find the right show for them. There is something called Blind Date with a Book, and it's a subscription box. You can get as few as 3 months, I believe, and it's like $150 for those 3 months. and you choose based on genre. So they have, I think, like young adult, romance, sci-fi, nonfiction, a bunch of different genres based on what you think the person might like. And it will send them a book. It doesn't tell you what it is, and you have a blind date with the book every month. I just think that's really fun. And also Libras are the kind of sign that when they receive a package in the mail, it's like Christmas morning. They love to shop. And so receiving a package like that, you're giving the gift of a book, but you're doing it in this sort of dramatic, you have a package, open it up, what could it be? This delightful, exciting way. So get into it. Scorpios are dear lovely Scorpios, all about uncovering what's hidden, the occult, exposing the shadow self. So my first suggestion, I'm sure you've probably seen it all over TikTok. I did, and I was like, what is this? I can't stand the TikTok. Whenever I see something TikTok shop related, I scroll past it. I deleted TikTok. My profile's still up, but it's not on my phone anymore. I can't. So I had no interest in this when I saw it on TikTok. But then I saw it in Barnes & Noble, and it's the Shadow Workbook? Is that what it's called? Shadow Work Journal. And I'm about halfway through it. I'm in a period of doing a lot of shadow work, doing a lot of reflection, and it is illuminating a lot for me, no pun intended, with the shadow self. And it's not expensive at all. Journals are also just such a special experience, and it's a way to encourage someone to connect with themselves. It's also a great way to kick off the new year, is to be like, okay, I'm gonna really look at myself and discover who I really am, including my shadow side. And Scorpios, if anyone, are gonna be down for that. So I think the shadow work journal, maybe with a candle or with a gift card, you know, something a little lighter, like go to Starbucks after you cry from filling out this journal, or I don't know, whatever this person is to you, massage oil, it could be anything. It's just such a Scorpio gift, because discovering more about things that are hidden and things that feel mysterious, even the name Shadow Work Journal, so Scorpio, they like rule the shadow self. So you're gonna nail it if you get them that. Another option is either ancestry tests. So find out if they've taken that, and if they don't mind sharing their DNA, because I know some people are really against that. Or I just ordered this thing called the True Diagnostic Test, and it's not the be all end all, okay? It's not a doctor, but you prick your finger, it analyzes your blood, and it in all sorts of ways, and it tells you your diagnostic age, like how you are aging based on your internal health. And I just think that's so interesting, and it gives you a bunch of data. It can give you tips on how to improve certain statistics that have shown up in your test. Those are different ways for Scorpios to discover hidden things that might not be emotionally hidden. It's ancestrally hidden or health hidden. Now, if you have someone who's particularly anxious about their health or about the aging process, definitely don't give them that gift. But Scorpios, I mean, most of them have a pretty cool relationship with aging, and not to be morbid, but death, and they don't see it as morbid. They're like, well, we're all gonna die. So if that's not gonna freak the Scorpio out, I think that's so cool. Sagittarius, okay, we all know our Sagittarians are worldly people, okay? They love to seem and to be cultured in the different international traditions, international cultures. They love to be well-traveled, or they dream of being well-traveled if they haven't done it yet. And they also like to be the most knowledgeable person in the room. So 2 gifts that are gonna help them do that. One is a subscription box. I just had a lot of trouble saying that. Subscription box. And it's called Universal Yums Box. It's basically a box of snacks from one country every month. So snacks and goods from Italy, from Morocco, from Sweden, sent to your home, and you get to have this cool international snack experience. That's variety, that's fun, and the Sagittarius might find a new snack or 2 that they love and that they can bring to a party and be like, oh, you guys haven't heard of Palm Bears? Oh, they're all the rage in Europe. Don't ask me how I found out about it, I'm just that cultured. Another is this card deck thing that I found at Paper Source last holiday season, and I got so excited about it, and I bought it for some friends, and then I asked for it for Christmas from my mom, and it is the cheese board deck. Okay, so it's a deck of cards, thick. I wish I had it with me, but it's coming out with my parents later when they come to see my debut. I didn't bring everything here to New York yet, but it is a deck that gives you all sorts of ideas of how to make a cheese board. So different themes, different seasons, and it'll tell you even how to set it up to make it look beautiful. That's another flex. I mean, coming to a party with a gorgeous cheese board, for some reason that makes me believe that you spent 15 years in Paris, you're fluent in 7 languages, and you're the 7th richest person in the world. Don't ask me why. Something about knowing about cheese, it just screams class. Also, it screams, I'm not a vegan. But yeah, if the Sagittarius is not a vegan and they're not dairy free, the cheese board deck is amazing. Literally, talk about improving your life, life-changing. Capricorn. Okay, so my mom is a Capricorn, and the thing that I love about them, the more Capricorns I meet, I don't come across many Capricorns, but the ones that I meet have usually incredible taste, super funny, and they usually are really great gift givers, but they don't always get those things for themselves. They're often like the last on their own list. And as a Leo, I'm like, what? I have to treat myself before I even start Christmas. I'm like, I'm gonna just get myself a nice little latte or a bubble tea and a little pastry before I do all my shopping. I'm totally the opposite. But Capricorns have great taste, but they don't always think of themselves or spend that money when it comes to things that are just, that feel frivolous, that feel like they're spoiling themselves. My mom is elegant and has incredible taste, but she doesn't spend frivolously on herself. She will spend on other people. They're also busy. A lot of the Capricorns I know, not to be cliche, but they do love their caffeine. I do too. This year from my parents, I'm not a Capricorn, but I asked for an espresso. So that's my Christmas gift. And I cannot wait. It's going to be life-changing. It's also going to save me a lot of money because I went out, my Nespresso is not here yet. I went out with a friend for coffee today. A small iced latte with tip was $8.50. $8.50. So I can't be doing that every day. So that's the main reason why I wanted an espresso, because my wise mind was like, okay, think of a gift you can use and that will benefit you in the long run. You're gonna save money. I know the pods are kind of expensive for some people, but like, I want barista level drinks so that I'm not tempted to just go spend my money out in the world. So check out the Nespressos. They have all sorts of different kinds depending on your budget. They're not all $999, that's not mine, but some of them are very expensive for like the major coffee snobs, and then some of them are small and portable and just easy. And even if they just like pure espresso, they have small machines just for that. Or if they want to make a latte, you can get them a milk frother, something that will make their morning caffeine routine easy and feel luxurious. And then also Capricorns, I feel like they love to feel like even their leisure time is spent wisely. So they're not always the best at resting. And I think the instinct is, and maybe in the past I would have said the same, is to buy a Capricorn like a robe and a bath bomb and slippers. And that's nice, that's great. But for some people, those just are not going to be used because they're not, that's not how they rest. They active rest, some. My mom is learning Spanish. So she used to sort of speak, my dad is from Mexico, so he completely speaks Spanish fluently, his first language. She used to sort of speak, but never got to the level that she wanted to. So this year she has really committed to learning Spanish. She's on Duolingo, and I think that's a great gift for someone who, you know, likes to be on their phone and is into the sort of gamification of language learning. You can get them a Duolingo subscription. I use Babbel. I also use Lingoda, which is where you can connect with, well, both Babbel and Lingoda, you can actually video chat into live classes or private classes in whatever language you or the person might want to learn. I find that really helpful because I like to feel like I am in class. If I'm just on my phone and it's up to me how long I play or how long I study, it's not always so effective. Again, it's also a great way to kick off the new year is to have a goal that you can feel yourself working towards and you can feel improvement, because when you study a language, your improvement is pretty easy to track. You can be like, oh my gosh, I didn't have to use subtitles to understand that. Or, oh my gosh, I'm understanding more of the lyrics in this song that I love, but I had no idea what it meant. There's actual progress. And as a polyglot, I am just really passionate about language learning. My new Italian course here in New York actually starts next week. So I'm really excited. My third romance language. Whoa! I'm gonna be speaking Spafreng Italian before you know it. Aquarius. Aquarians love to feel unique and different and like they are no one else in the world. And they really are not like anyone else in the world, but they really want to feel that way and they really want you to think of them in that way. And I know this because I'm an Aquarius moon. Another custom gift. This list is just full of custom gifts because I think it just feels so good to receive. It's so special. There are all sorts of companies in person and online where you can make a custom blend of perfume. And I'm biased because I just love perfume, but perfume can be hard to gift people. I'll do it, I'm bold, whatever, and it's a gift. And if they don't like it, I don't mind if it's the thought that counts. I've had them in mind when I bought the scent. But I understand if you're tentative to do that because, you know, you want people to use the gift and you want people to like it. So I found a website, it's called Bios Apothecary. They have a custom perfume kit. You can order it to the home of your loved one and they can blend their own perfume right there from their home with this kit, and they can add crystals and put it in the bottle and make their own perfume. As I said, there are other places where you can do that in person. You can do a quick Google search. This is just to give you an idea, but something custom, one of a kind, individual is literally going to make an Aquarius light up because they're like, I'm custom, one of a kind, and individual. I also saw something on Etsy, and this is pretty niche, but I think it's so cute. I found a personalized gaming controller stand. This is also great if you have a gamer that you love in your life, but they're always leaving their controllers and stuff in a mess. I think Aquarians especially love kind of escapism or going into another world. They're very comfortable with that virtual stuff. Maybe not social media always, but video games and, you know, just living in another dimension. I feel like a lot of them are quite into that. So you might know a lot of gamer Aquarians, but a personalized, beautiful wooden controller stand is also gonna benefit you. Like if you have Virgo in your chart or Libra or Leo and you're like, our place or your place doesn't really, it's kind of aesthetically throwing me off. It's also a gift for you so that when you go over there, maybe that's selfish, but I don't know. Nobody wants to see a video game mess. And I think sometimes that gives gamers a bad rap because people go over and they see the gaming area and it often looks like a disastrous mess. And if it looked more chic and aesthetically put together, I think that would help. But anyway, that's my idea for an Aquarius. But also depending on what they're into, right? You can get them something that might relate to a hobby or something they're passionate about. Like the options are endless, and Etsy is a great place to find that for people's niche interests. We all know Aquarians and their niche interests, it's a thing. And Pisces, finally. So Pisces, two things I would want to gift them for the holidays are the gift of a little bit of organization, because even if they're kind of an organized Pisces, they always, I feel like they want to be more organized, but sometimes they just need some help, and everybody kind of has to find their way of staying organized. I try to bullet journal for a year or two, and because I have too much going on, I feel I'm not willing to dedicate hours every month in setting up the bullet journal. So for example, every year around the holidays, I go on Papier and I buy myself a custom planner for the year. That's fine, because everything's set up and then I just fill it out as it goes. I don't have to make it myself. Another thing that I just bought is a fridge calendar with dry erase markers. So there's a monthly calendar, then there's a week where you can lay out what you're doing for the week, and then just a blank one that I'm gonna use for, when I run out of eggs or I need to buy dish soap or whatever. And I'm looking at it right now in my fridge, and I can see my whole month in front of me, and it gives me so much peace and so much joy. And so I think some organizational tools for a Pisces, and it's a gift for everybody else too, because some of my Pisces friends, I'm like, I told you 2 weeks ago that we were supposed to hang out tonight, and I'm not hearing from you, and I know that means you forgot. and I cleared my schedule for you. Finally, something else that I recently did with my partner, we went to a paint and sip night. So you drink wine or Coke or coffee or whatever, and you are taught how to paint a picture. And my partner and I just went in Naperville, was it? When we were both in Illinois, and it was actually a private class because we were the only two that showed up and we were still taught the class. And it was so fun and cute and romantic. And at first, my partner, not a big painter, not like an art kid growing up, and so he kind of felt like, oh, I suck at this. And by the end, we were in the zone. We were feeling good. Like, our mood was lifted. There was something art therapeutic about it. So there are paint and sip studios everywhere. It's an experience. I've talked through this video about how I love gifting experiences, and you can also join them so there's quality time. And Pisces are artsy and expressive usually, or they need to be expressive. Because I know some Pisces that literally work in tech and they're, you know, they're very by the book and logical, but I'm like, you need a little bit of, you know, you need a little bit of expression. And then some of them are choosing expression through doing Molly every weekend at the club. I don't know, but whatever floats your boat. But I just think paint and sip is a great idea, and it's super, super fun. We had a great time. So that is my 2023 zodiac sign gift guide. Is it a trip hearing me talk about zodiac signs after all this time? I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some good ideas. I want to thank Ana Luisa again for sponsoring this video and for always putting out the most beautiful jewelry. Again, check it out for your gift giving needs this year. I will leave all the info you need to shop Ana Luisa down below. I am supposed to sing at an event in 1 hour, actually less than 1 hour, 53 minutes. So I'm gonna go, get ready. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Mwah! Bye guys.